Lewis Hamilton made his debut with Ferrari, and his very first race was always one of the most anticipated moments in the Formula One season of 2025. After more than a decade racing for Mercedes, the seven-time world champions moved to Maranello, marking the beginning of a new phase both for the driver and the Italian team. However, the reality of his first Grand Prix with the Scuderia fell far short of ideal, and the event in Australia turned into an exasperating test of patience for Hamilton, as radio messages revealed clear problems in communication between him and his new track engineer, Riccardo Adami. Ferrari's execution during the race was marked by questionable strategy decisions and confused radio communications, leaving Hamilton visibly irritated throughout the event. With the leaked radio messages, the discussion shifted from the team's potential to its internal difficulty.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but we keep pushing. At least we didn't come really empty-handed. Keep pushing.
Yes, indeed.
It remains to be seen whether this initial frustration is a sign of deeper issues within Ferrari or simply a natural adjustment period for Hamilton as he integrates with his new group. And most importantly, whether the team will manage to resolve these communication flaws before they begin costing valuable points in the championship. Before diving into the details of the team's disastrous execution, the tensions between Hamilton and his engineer, and the impact these problems may have on the rest of the season, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to follow every update from this season full of surprises in Formula One. Also, let us know in the comments, do you believe that Ferrari is responsible for Hamilton's frustration? Or does the driver just need more time to adjust? Stay with us until the end, for what has been revealed about the communication difficulties may completely change the course of events. Arriving in Australia, expectations for Ferrari were high. Although pre-season tests had shown a promising pace, the difficulties during Saturday's qualifying session already hinted at potential weaknesses. Both Charles Leclerc and Hamilton failed to deliver the expected performance. When the checkered flag was waved on Sunday, it became clear that the strategic and operational deficiencies of the Italian team were fully exposed. This race was meant to be Hamilton's first real contact with the car 25, an opportunity to understand how the vehicle behaves under race conditions and to start building momentum for the season. But it ended up becoming a strenuous exercise in damage control. Problems surfaced right from the start, with Hamilton struggling to find the confidence and control needed in the car. He immediately identified issues related to its handling and communicated the situation over the radio, asking the team to clearly inform him where the car was underperforming. However, Ferrari's response was vague, mentioning only laps 11 and 12 without offering any detailed analysis or suggested adjustments that could help a driver of Hamilton's caliber, known for working closely with his engineers to refine his performance. This lack of precise feedback caused considerable frustration, and the communication breakdown did not stop there. Later in the race, Adami instructed Hamilton about the K1 engine mode, which provides a temporary boost in power for overtaking. However, the driver, focused on managing his own race, did not appreciate the extra distraction. When he was informed that he could engage the K1 when approaching a situation, Hamilton, already annoyed by the lack of pace and control, responded briefly by asking to handle it himself. Even after his request, Adami reiterated the instruction, increasing the driver's agitation as Hamilton emphatically repeated his plea. It became evident during this exchange that Hamilton and his engineer were not on the same wavelength, and the back and forth ultimately disrupted the driver's concentration at a crucial moment. Communication between a driver and his track engineer is essential for success in Formula One. What was observed in Australia raises serious doubts about Ferrari's ability to provide Hamilton with the support he needs. For many years, the relationship between Hamilton and his engineer at Mercedes, Peter Bonington, was one of the strongest on the grid, based on mutual trust and an efficient exchange of information without unnecessary distraction. At Ferrari, however, Hamilton faces a different environment. Although Riccardo Adami has extensive experience with the Italian team, having worked with Sebastian Vettel and Carlos Sainz, His style has not yet adapted to the communication methods that Hamilton requires. As Karun Chandok pointed out, the radio messages demonstrated that both Hamilton and Adami need more time to adapt to one another. At times, Hamilton requested information and then asked to be left alone, highlighting the need to establish a rhythm that promotes better synchronization. The driver's frustration was not limited to communication. The team's strategic choices during the race were also heavily criticized. As weather conditions changed, the team hesitated to decide on the right moment for a pit stop, costing Hamilton and Leclerc crucial track positions. Hamilton's discontent became even more apparent when he realized that Ferrari had once again misjudged the weather conditions, resulting in a lost opportunity. This poor assessment allowed rivals to make their pit stops at the ideal time, while Hamilton and Leclerc struggled with unsuitable tires, an error of such magnitude that it cost the Italian team valuable points. Now, Ferrari's situation is at a critical juncture, and how the team responds to this early setback will be decisive for the remainder of the season. For Hamilton, this episode represents an early challenge that could shape his entire experience with Ferrari. Having left Mercedes in search of new challenges and the opportunity to fight for victories, he now finds himself in a car that still struggles to keep up with the front-runners. Although his patience and adaptability are remarkable, there is no doubt that ongoing frustrations could lead to growing tensions within the team. The expectation was for Ferrari to be contesting podiums from the outset. But if performances similar to Australia's become the norm, Hamilton's irritation is likely to increase, further pressuring the Scuderia to find immediate solutions. The Australian Grand Prix exposed Ferrari's weaknesses in strategy, communication, and execution. If the Italian team does not implement rapid changes, these issues could persist throughout the season, leaving Hamilton increasingly dissatisfied with the team's inability to operate at a championship-winning level. What do you think? Is Ferrari to blame for Hamilton's frustration, or does the driver need to adapt to the new reality? And more importantly, will the team be able to resolve these problems before it is too late? Let us know in the comments, and do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to stay updated on every twist and turn in this intense and unpredictable season of Formula One. Stay tuned and follow every development.